Hello and welcome to Perfection IS. In this video, we are going to discuss very important topic about the blue economy, and we are going to bring out about 100 important topics of the current affairs, especially related to the BPSC content and the mains examination that is proposed to happen in the month of August, September, in between any time, and that is why we need you to make use of this. We are not going to provide its PDF on Telegram, but you have to give your personal postal details to our Perfectionize team so that we can deliver the whole booklet at your address at no cost, free of cost. It will be available. The only thing you have to do is to give your postal address, your postal contact address, postal details to our Perfectionize team so that we can send you and you can take maximum benefit of these PDFs and these current affairs. So in that series, we are discussing the sixth topic of blue economy, and that is related to the marine fishing, and the fishing at the higher seas and high seas also includes the fishing at the intercontinental, so interstates as well as outer international borders, seas also, so both freshwater as well as marine water fishing. Recently, the Department of Fisheries related a draft, that is on the draft National Fisheries Policy (NFP). Now, what is the fisheries sector? So we'll understand some background about the fisheries sector in India. And fisheries are a very important source of food, nutrition, and employment, especially in the southern coastal states in India. And the sector provides livelihood to about 16 million fishers and fish farmers at the primary level, and almost twice the number in the value chain. The sector accounts for 6.5% of the share in the agricultural GDP. The marine exports stand to about 5% of total export of India and constitutes 19.23 of the, that is a very good amount, near about 20%, but still it is low in comparison to many small states, that is small states in the terms of the coastal boundaries, coastal areas, Japan, even some small countries of Europe like Denmark or even Iceland, Norway, Sweden. These small countries, even having a very less amount of their coastal boundary, are actually contributing. The fisheries are actually in their sectors are near about 30 to 40% of the sector, and they are kind of a dominating the fisheries sector, even having smaller scale because of the high technology and mechanism that they employ in this. India have a very long coastline, and then we can still take a benefit of it. We can have a benefit in the Bay of Bengal also, Arabian Sea also, Indian Ocean also. We can do it on the exclusive economic zone also, even apart from the exclusive economic zone, and yes, definitely the internal fishing, that is marine and the freshwater fishing included. So the marine export stands about 5%, and we need to increase it. And in the recent years, the fish production in India has registered an average annual growth of more than 7%, but still a lot needs to be done. Has become the second largest producer, but it does have the power to become the first, and at the very high cost. Total fish production has nearly about 65% of the contribution of the inland sector, and rest from marine fishing, and that is the problem. So total fishing inland is contributing 65%, but actually it should have been inland should having less and marine should having more, but due to our lack of technologies and the ability of the fishermen to go into deep sea fishings, they have less contribution, and that is why we need to do something very important. So what are the issues faced by the fisheries sector? Limited scope for expansionism because of the over capacities in the territorial waters, weak regulations. So most of our fishermen are having not very high technology seas, not very huge amount of investment so that they can travel to the high seas or deep seas. So the territorial seas, that is up to 12 nautical miles, all of the fishes, there was the large number of flocking of the fishermen. There has been a decline in the quantity of fish, and if in order to get more fish acquired, they need to have travel more. But due to the lack of infrastructure, less investment, boat infrastructure, fishing infrastructure, cold strain are actually less, and that is why the aerial dominance or the spatial distance coverage is very less. Inadequate infrastructure, especially distribution, processing, value addition, waste traceability, etc. Inland capture fisheries, seasonal nature of fishing operations, depleted stocks in the natural water, and especially the areas are declining, non-depredation, dredging is not happening properly, and non-taking care and kind of an irregularized manner of inland fishing captures disease, species diversification, the absence of diversification. Other issues include high input cost, lack of access to institutional credit. So institutional credit is a very important issue, just like any other agricultural method. Hence, national fishery policy seeks to consolidate the sectoral gains and ensure sustainable growth. And that is why there has been some key features of the draft policy, and it is Fisheries Management Plan (FMPs). There, the central, with the consultation with the states, will form a definitely scientific management and regulation for marine fisheries resource of the country, and by adopting an ecosystem approach of fisheries, that is EAF. Integrated Fisheries Development Plan will prepare for the islands, especially just like the Andaman Nicobar, Lakshadweep, and many other islands. Spatial plans will be a distance and an area-oriented plans, and it will be prepared by the state government based on the guidelines prepared by the central government, and especially on the coastal regulation zone (CRZ) zones. There will be some important legislations, that is also enact and comprehensive legislation, that is National Marine Fisheries Regulation and Management Bill 2019 for holistic resource utilization in the exclusive economic zone, that is up to 200 nautical miles from the coastline. Database management, Fisheries Development Council, National Marine Fisheries Authority, that will having a power to ensure sustainable fishing, implementing fisheries management plans, capacity building as well. Cluster approach for development and aquaculture will be also made. Now there are also various interventions that the different sectors government has taken, and these are first in the fisheries management and areas beyond national jurisdiction (ABNJ), where it is considered more scope to harvest fishery resources in the high seas. The government will promote harnessing the fishery resources. Similarly, foreign fishing vehicles will not be allowed to undertake fishing in the activities of the Indian sovereign water, that is up to 200 nautical miles of the exclusive economic zone, and this is especially in the context of Sri Lanka. Genetically modified species shall not be allowed to for mariculture activity within the identified mariculture zone. The government shall designate the certain areas as mariculture. Mariculture means marine plus agriculture is mariculture. Indian fisheries or inland fisheries will be population native species. Some of the wetlands areas should be chosen out, some of the high specific areas, some of the lowland areas in the specific seasons, so that we can generate and maximum use breeding with processing, food processing, cold chain management, storage management, better transportation facilities can also be used, and certain water bodies can be specifically reserved for fishes to conserve a important and suitable breed as well as their production and germination. Freshwater agricultures can be used using the FPOs, just like the farmers produce organizations. A fisheries produce organization can also be made. Brackish water, that is the water where mix fresh water as well as the saline water in the backyards of the Kerala and the Kozhikode regions, can also be made in order to ensure that the fish production by the wastewater and aquaculture is safe for consumption. Appropriate regulatory management and precautionary measures will be put in place in coordination with the relevant agencies. And so, in order, if you want to become a 5 trillion economy, we need to make agriculture a profit-making business, and then we will have to look apart from land, not only agriculture on land, but sericulture, pisciculture, many other regions, okay, like honey culture, many other things can also be generated, included the marine agriculture, that is mariculture, especially on the outer seas and deep seas, so that the coastal areas and the coastal fishermen can get maximum benefit out of it, and we will definitely make and increase the contribution of agriculture in our economy, as well as the increase in the contribution of marine resources in our export, and especially the global export. This is all for this video. We'll see you with the new topics in the next video. Till then, stay home, stay safe, and take care of you and your family as well.